Valley Center for the Blind serves people of all levels of vision loss. Pretty much once you've gone to a physician, they can't get your vision back to being as functional as needed. That's kind of where we step in. And here in the Central Valley, which has been incredibly underserved, is about 60,000 individuals we estimate with vision loss just within the 5 counties that VCB serves here locally.
You know, I often ask people to close their eyes. Imagine what it might be like if this is now your permanent situation.
I have an eye disease called retinitis pigmentosa. I was born with it. It's genetic. The women pass it down to the men. I could possibly pass it down to my daughter. She could possibly pass it down to her son. My peripheral vision is getting smaller. Right now I see like double vision. It's hazy. Almost looks like a fog. I can't see in low light areas. It's getting harder just to see during the day as well because my disease is progressive. I'm 41 years old now. In the last 3 years, 4 years, I noticed it getting more blurry, hazy. Without the peripheral vision, you're starting to see double vision. I knew this was gonna happen, and I think that's when I started looking up like careers for the blind. I was just typing in everything, you know, people with visual impairment, what can they do for a job? And there's not much.
When I first joined the organization, one of the first things we did was do a community needs assessment, and what the community wanted from this organization was to help overcome that unacceptable 70% unemployment rate for people who are blind or low vision. Our first thought was, well, we're already giving people a lot of independence training, and that training was in a lot of cases supposed to lead to jobs, but it wasn't going anywhere. We'd teach people how to use their computers and their smartphones and independently manage their home and their finances and read Braille, and they'd go out and apply for jobs and it wasn't going anywhere.
I was the type of person that always kind of worked outside, and I knew I couldn't do that. You know, for obvious reasons. I did ask like the eye doctors, what could I do here? I was asking them, what could I do? And they were like, I don't know, what can you do? They were asking me the question, and I was like, I don't know, you know. I asked my primary doctor, even my dentist, if they had something I could do, like I can answer phones, I can be on a laptop. I already had went through the VCB training. They had gave me the software where your computer talks to you. So I had all that knowledge. I just didn't know how to advocate for myself and speak up and say, look, I know how to do this stuff.
Well, we as an organization successfully employ people who are blind or low vision every day. So how do we create, through strategic partnerships, more employment opportunities?
Once COVID hit, I get this phone call from VCB. They knew I was looking for a job. They knew how difficult it was. And VCB got this opportunity to work for pandemic unemployment. Unemployment was just overwhelmed with calls, hundreds of thousands of people out of jobs due to COVID. You know, I was pretty happy, to be honest with you. I was like, yes, I'm there, you know. So that first job with Valley Center for the Blind, all that meant everything, you know, for me. Once that ended, we got another contract with Fresno County Operator. And then another opportunity came up with Fresno County, and they asked me again, do you wanna, we need somebody, you know, we think you'll be great for this job, but it's on site.
Counties are having a difficult time recruiting staff and employees. And so you're seeing every county trying to do something different, trying to innovate. How do we address this worker shortage out there right now? So the county needed to innovate, and the innovation came with our COVID equity project, and specifically with Valley Center for the Blind. And once we started learning about that skill set, we figured out like, whoa, hey, this is a blueprint. This is how we address workforce issues. It's been great as the Valley Center for the Blind people work alongside our staff. It's been great to see the relationships grow.
It's a pretty nice place to work for. You know, get along with everybody. Just me in the morning getting up at 5:30 in the morning, getting ready to go to work was like the greatest feeling. Showing my kids, you know, Dad can still go to work, even though he's losing his vision. It feels good. I'm super proud of myself.
People do want to be engaged in this community. People want to be employed. We just have to make adjustments. We have to make adjustments on what type of training we provide, or maybe even like for our visually impaired, what does a workstation look like? what software is available to them so they can do their job more effectively. Now we're increasing economic mobility. Now we are transforming our neighborhood and our community completely when we have more people who are able to go out and get jobs and lead productive lives.
I think the misconception about hiring people with any disability, Fresno County Department of Public Health, Rabies Division, my name is Joaquin, how can I help you? Is that it's a safety issue or they can't do certain things. But with technology today, that's just not true.
The department has a responsibility to serve everyone in our community. And so what we like to talk about is health equity. The whole term of equity is really helping people, giving people what they need, and that's what Valley Center for the Blind really helped us to do and put an exclamation point on. Equity with our disabled population.
There's technology out there like screen readers to help navigate a screen in an Excel spreadsheet or an email and have that audibly read out to someone so they can do data entry, do customer service, do corresponding work. It's available. It's just getting people to hear the way we do things, how we adapt our life, and just taking a chance.
Going through the proper training for the job and having the right accommodations, we're more than capable. Me working at the public health department for a little bit over a year now, I think it proves that.
This is an untapped resource for our community. To be able to work with our visually impaired is really something that can grow even more. When you talk to the Valley Center for the Blind employees, they're grateful for this opportunity. They want economic mobility just like everybody else. They're just like everybody else.
If I were blind or low vision, I would hope that I could find a meaningful way to engage in our community and find people who could see me for the value I possess and the skills that I could contribute. That would give me the opportunity to live the meaningful life that I would deserve.
I'm still learning as my vision does progress, but I'm not as worried, I'm not as scared as I was. I do feel more confident thanks to VCB.
If I was visually impaired, I would want everybody to see me as part of them, as part of the community. I think I want to be connected.
I'm visually impaired, but that doesn't define who I am or what I can do. And honestly, I still feel like the same person, just a little blurry and hazy, but I don't think that's gonna change me.